Guys, Dave Smith here. I'm with Nate Johnson, and before we already reviewed the 30th anniversary Mark V, and we did cover some of the salient points of the Coupe. We're going to review the Coupe briefly. We've got just over 10 Coupes available. All the anniversary Cobras have been sold out. So we're going to kind of recap this car, talk about the Carbon, and some of the shows and events the car is going to go to. If I were to start, Nate, on this car, I start with the fundamentals. Powder-coated frame. Just like the Mark V, the Coupe has this nice bronze powder coating. Aluminum is anodized, and I think it's the last time we're going to do the anodizing. It was very hard to do.
Very hard to do. Yeah, I think that production was like, hey, don't ever do that to us again.
Yeah, right. Handling scratches, it was really tough, but they so look good. I mean,
they look awesome.
Yeah, you can see how it looks with the, yeah.
I'm sure we'll have some B-roll of it, so you can see it really is a rich look. It pulls out the wheels, the chassis being bronze, the black anodized panels. It really looks nice.
Even did the details like black rivets. We talked about that before. Yeah. So on this, going to suspension, we got the forged front lower arms in aluminum and the IRS standard with aluminum forged arms. We've got Coney double adjustable shocks, killer Willwood brakes with the logo on it for 30 years. We're going to get to the body in a second. Nate, what's the rest of the stuff from suspension and braking? Go backwards. What else do we have on this car? Because we had special gauges. Talk about the interior and all that.
Yep. So serial numbered gauges, 1 of 30, 2 of 30. So you'll know exactly where you sit in line. The custom seats are the diamond stitch seats with the bronze stitching to match and pull off the wheels and the chassis. Vanson shifter boots and e-brake boots, very high end. Everyone loved them. I'm actually hoping that we can work with them more. I really think it's a nice fit. They're also showing off the new 2-inch optional seat belt.
They're a little more comfortable.
Yeah, because
the race ones kind of cut into your neck.
Yeah, especially when you build like a fire hydrant like me. 30th anniversary, just simple little nods after that. Badging, the floor mats, and as you come around back, Nicole.
Oh, this is cool. Yeah, pop that hatch.
This is the Vanson bag.
Oh, it's just like the Mark V. You don't have the recession though.
We know
the Mark's got the far.
You don't have the drop trunk here,
right?
But I figured you had the hatch, so these guys get it. Beautiful Vanson. Anyone who knows motorcycle leathers knows Vanson's best in the industry. Picked everything up. Got the bronze, just the pickup off the chassis. Very high end. I have more people in here trying to steal these and buy them from us, and I said there's only 60 of them made.
You found out that I stole one already.
All of a sudden, the big dog, he gets his own, so he earned that. So.
But I got to tell you, and Nate, found his home in design and marketing, because the little details like the black rivets on the black anodized panels, the bronze stitching with the bronze wheels and the bronze chassis, the way the gauges look, the numbering on the gauges, all the little details kind of all come together on this car. But the biggest part of this car was the R&D effort in CNC shaping and surfacing and working with, remember, if you remember the F9, the F9, we haven't gone to production with this car. A lot of people ask about the car. We're probably not going to. We're redesigning it. There's things I want to change on it. But what came out of the F9 project was carbon. This is an all carbon body. It wasn't perfect on the F9. We perfected it on the Coupe. So this is the first one of carbon fiber body. The interesting thing is we were going to have the car outside for the open house, and I put a satin finish clear on it. I sprayed it. But you don't have to. If you look at the inside of the doors and the dash, and by the way, the dash is killer, unbelievable.
I was going to use that when we talked.
Yeah, if you look at the satin finish on the inside of the doors and the satin finish on the dash, that's the native finish it comes with. No body work required. So this is the only carbon fiber Daytona Coupe on the planet Earth. And if we're the only intelligent people in the universe, then it's the only, yeah, so cool. This is one of one. We have 30 bodies. I think we have 10 on the way. What we decided was that anyone who ordered an anniversary Coupe has right of first refusal to upgrade their body to an all carbon body. Now, we don't know the pricing yet. There's so much with world tariffs and everything that's kind of up in the air. We can't guarantee any pricing right now. We do have the 30 ordered. It comes in a bare finish that doesn't require bodywork. So you are going to save on the bodywork. Like in this case, I put the stripes and the roundels because I think from a Daytona Coupe, this classic hash mark in the back, stripes, gumballs, kind of defines the way a Coupe looks. But But you don't have to. It's a paint-free body, and that's really a first for us at Factor 5. And you cut your teeth in molding, so you know how hard it is.
I actually think it's also important to note that when people see this, there's a lot of poser carbon. It's a carbon fiber body, but it has fiber.
That's a great point, right?
This is 100% carbon fiber. There's no e-glass, there's no fiberglass, any of this, no pore, filler, anything. It is fully stacked carbon fiber, free preg. The same stuff you see on the same company that does this for us, does stuff for Lambo, Aston Martin, I believe.
Yeah, high-end car companies, yeah.
We do a lot for TBR, which I didn't even know was still around, but about that, a big TBR. I like the Tuscan, but I didn't think that it was still in business. Anyways, it's a real carbon. This is real. Like,
yeah, nothing drives me nuts than a guy with a carbon decal overlay on a tuner car
well,
hood,
that was the
right?
Honda Civic with a piece of carbon snapped over the hood. I said, you made it heavier by adding carbon. This is all 100% pre-preg carbon, autoclaved.
Now, Nate, did we get the small scoops made in carbon, or they're still glass? Because I know the rear duckbill is carbon, and the dash, I'll tell you what, the dash is reason alone to buy the entire carbon body. When you look at the dash, the original Daytona Coupe was a very functional dash, a car that was made in 60 days on a 289 Cobra. This, we put a lot of time in. You got the heater defroster vents, the shape of the dash, the way the gauges drop in. I want to update my other coupes with this dash. It's beautiful.
And I think, and this is just, putting the cart before the horse, but I do believe that we're going to offer the dash. I think a lot of people,
right? When
you sit in this car and you see it in person, you have a glove box. It makes just changing the dash makes the interior so much more, I won't say livable. The other car, remember, they were all race cars, so we kind of copied that, and that's what they were. This is like you feel like you're in a more finished car. You're not in a race car anymore.
Yeah, and I always wanted...
You're in a race car.
You are. And I always want to default back to the race car because the original Daytona Coupes were race cars only. What we did with our Gen 3 car particularly, but with all the Coupes, is if you put heat and sound insulation, you can make these very, very livable cars.
Oh, absolutely.
And then I go back to, let's pop the hood here. On the F9 prototype, we used a normally aspirated 5.2 liter illuminator motor. That's 580 horse. And this one has a dry sump in it. So really ready for track duty. I should mention Stan and the boys at Toyo sent us brand new R888s, 888Rs, right? Yep. Great tires for this car. So yeah, it's a street car, and yeah, it's got a cool carbon fiber body, but underneath it's got this monster dry sump 5.2 illuminator motor. Really a great car. So I look forward to tearing up with this car. Like I said, the dash alone is such a great feature, but the carbon body, if you buy an anniversary car, we have just over 10 left out of the 30. The Mark 5s are sold out. You get essentially what you're looking at with this car, but you have rights to buy the carbon body. I don't think, and we may never make more than 30, but I know we contracted to make 30 of them, and this is the first.
They're coming in batches of 10.
Yeah, right. Sure. So if you got any questions, post them on social media, send us an email, give us a call. I probably will have pricing in the next month or two, but the world trade situation is so volatile right now that it's hard for us to kind of lock down prices, especially on something like this that is so high end and so important to our company. It's the first paint-free body, and we tried with the 818. We tried so many times, and we've really kind of narrowed it down, and we've perfected the process now from molding and tool making all the way to the finished product, so I'm pretty proud of it. Nate, I forgot to mention, I'm going to have this car and this chassis that you can sit in at the London Cobra Show in a week outside of Columbus, Ohio.
I was trying to have the body finished for them.
No. I think it's better, mechanically more interesting this way. You can see all the parts.
People will be able to see it for sure.
Where else are people going to be able to see this car other than here?
So it's London, Syracuse Nationals.
That's in July, right after July 4th, next weekend. Yeah.
Definitely SEMA.
No doubt about that.
Be finished by then. And I don't know, there's probably a few more. Is there a couple more that we're...
I know for sure, Syracuse, London Cobra Show, and SEMA for sure.
Those are no,
right.
Without a doubt.
And just check our website for updates, but the car is going to make the rounds. Did you get the vintage decal set for it?
It's on its way.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Race Digital or whatever.
And anybody who wants to check it out, they're always here.
Yeah, that's right.
Come to the shop and check them out.
So yeah, it'll be on the road this year. Definitely be headlining our booth at SEMA. And we have a few little details to do left on it, some decals. And I think the boys are going to tune the motor today, actually. Right. Yeah, so that 5.2, this is one of the first 5.2s we got from Ford. I think they didn't even have the controls when this was available. Yeah.
Yep.
One of the things I was realizing, Nate, as we're talking is, God, what a candy store we're in. Here's the only Daytona Coupe on the planet Earth with a carbon fiber body, and there's going to be 29 after this, right?
Correct. Yep.
right in the background is the F9, which is a one-of-a-kind 850 horsepower V12, one design factory 5 that may or may not have a life here. Behind us, we got a Mark 5. That's the 20th anniversary. And then right under the lift is 25th anniversary. Yep. We got a bunch of Ford crate engines. I mean, Roush tail section from the pace car from, it wasn't IMSA, it was Champ Car Series. Yeah, Jack Roush signed that car. What a candy store we work in, you know? How lucky we are to do this. When you get used to it, and then you realize sometimes, holy crap, look at the stuff around us, man. Talk about 30 years, right?
We literally walk around, I'm like, well, that's in my way, this is in my way, this is in my way.
Yeah, right.
And then you do things like the open house, and you realize how cool of a job we have.
We're very lucky.
And how even a life we live of like, what this has done for me to be able to go and do these shows and this events, and it's like, it's really cool. But when you're doing it every day, you nose to the grindstone, you're like, the coupe got to get wiped down. I got to move it. Like, I mean, the one of one right now, carbon fiber coupe in the world, and I'm like, it's in my way. I'm gonna move it.
Guys, Factory 5, we're grateful. We got a great job. We got a great crew. What we're doing really is cutting edge. Last time I said the next 30 years, Nate's like, oh, it's not gonna be around.
I went to folk school, but I'm telling you, my math's all right on that. Another 30 years, I don't know.
Guys, Factory 5, what a playground we have. If you're in the area, you want to come and visit, we're always happy to show you off what we're doing. But what a great way to make a living, and we're grateful for all you guys and your support. Thanks. Dave out. Nate.
Thanks, guys.